Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to be telling you why you should take part in the SculptJanuary challenge. If you don't know what it is, it's a month-long challenge intended to help you improve your sculpting skills. It's hosted by CG Boost, which is the channel and company behind the paid Launchpad course for Blender 2.8, which I recommended in a previous video. So why should you take part? First of all, it's a fantastic opportunity for developing new skills. Before taking part for the first time in 2016, my sculpting skills were pretty lackluster, and part of that was because I was mostly improvising shapes from memory. But what SculptJanuary taught me was how to keep things under control and how to use references. When you have a definite and condensed idea to get across, it encourages you to be more careful in what you're composing, rather than going over the top by just trying to make cool and interesting shapes. The prompts provided for the challenge range from physical objects to feelings and abstract concepts. What this means is that you have to interpret the subject in a way that makes sense to you, and then find a way to represent it as a physical sculpt. This presents an opportunity to show off your creativity. There's no single correct way to interpret the prompt, and by doing this repeatedly, I think it's really good practice in learning how to combine ideas to come up with something that you can present to other people. For example, Devanshu had a really cool idea of relating all the prompts to Pokemon. So for prompt 12, which is absent, they've done a dog trio with one of the Diglets missing, which I think is really clever and funny. This is not a competitive challenge. This means that if you're the sort of person that's a bit shy about sharing their work online and doesn't want to be compared to other people, then this is a good challenge for you to try and take part in. It's quite a common thing to feel a sense of inadequacy when starting out as an artist and seeing so many high-quality professional pieces of work. And I feel like this is something that puts a lot of people off when taking part in competitions with prizes, following the mentality of what's the point in taking part when I'm going to lose anyway. With SculptJanuary, this is not an issue. There are no winners except everyone that takes part and learns something for themselves along the way. And if you have a particularly nervous personality that prevents you from sharing your work online, then that's alright, because this challenge is about self-development. You don't have to share your results if you don't want to. On the flip side of that, if you're more confident with sharing your work and you're actively looking for critique and feedback, then this also presents a valuable opportunity for you. People on social media will be keeping an eye on the news feeds for the event, so feel free to ask for feedback. You have a solid chance of getting your work seen. Another reason to take part in SculptJanuary is because it could get you trying something new. There could be any number of potential expert sculptors out there that haven't started yet simply because they had never seriously considered giving it a try. Sculpting can be quite a fun practice. You're creating material out of thin air and molding it into new shapes. You can use any software for the challenge, but it's largely centered around the Blender community. And if you're not aware, Blender has received some really substantial improvements to its sculpting tools in the recent months. A lot of this is thanks to Pablo DeBarro, who also did a talk at the Blender conference last year about the new sculpting workflow available with Blender, so if you're interested in the details then you might find it interesting to watch. If you have absolutely no interest in taking part, but do like finding new sources of inspiration, then this challenge is also good news for you, because events like these usually provide a flood of new and interesting artworks for the community to enjoy. It's also a good time to find and learn about new artists. One of my favourite artists I discovered through SculptJanuary was Julian Caspar. They're an incredibly talented artist and a wonderful sculptor. You can see their work on their ArtStation page as well as their YouTube channel, where they've recently been uploading time-lapses of previous work. They work on projects for the Blender Institute, and you'll find some cool learning materials on the Blender Cloud. If you want to keep track of some of the results coming out of the challenge, then there are a variety of news feeds that you can keep an eye on. SculptJanuary has an official Twitter profile, Instagram page, and a Facebook group, and SculptJanuary 2020 is the official hashtag for this year. Okay, that's where we're going to leave it for now. It's just a short video this time because there are other projects being worked on which you should hear about soon. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. You can also follow me on social media or join our Discord server to keep up to date with content. So thanks for watching, have a great day, and I'll see you next time.